Sarah Palin failed to prove the New York Times acted with actual malice when it falsely linked her political group to a 2011 mass shooting, a federal judge ruled on Monday, meaning her potentially precedent-upending libel suit against the paper will be dismissed. The judge's decision was reported by CNN, The Times and The Washington Post. Jurors in the trial are already deliberating. But per the Post, Judge Jed S. Rakoff wanted the jury to be able to return a verdict even though he intends to set it aside because he expects the case will be appealed. The Times reports that his decision to allow the jury to continue weighing the evidence was intended to avoid any complications should the case continue moving through the federal courts. A spokesman for Palin, 58, did not immediately respond to People's request for comment. A spokeswoman for The Times hailed it as a reaffirmation of a fundamental tenet of American law: public figures should not be permitted to use libel suits to punish or intimidate news organizations that make, acknowledge and swiftly correct unintentional errors. While Palin brought her claim over an incorrect 2017 editorial published by The Times, the verdict she sought could have sweeping implications. Theoretically, the Supreme Court could use the case to revisit a landmark 1964 ruling, also involving The Times, that set a high bar for public figures to prove defamation by the media. For decades, press advocates and journalists have said that decision ensured a robust media in the U.S., insulated from the potential chilling effect of high legal penalties from innocent mistakes. But the standard set by that precedent has come under increasing scrutiny by both conservative judges and some leading Republicans, like Donald Trump, who say it offers too much latitude for carelessness. In Palin's case, Rakoff reportedly found that the former Alaska governor and vice presidential nominee had not proven the Times acted with actual malice when it incorrectly linked her to the 2011 mass shooting of Representative Gabby Giffords and others in Arizona. Actual malice is either acting on the knowing falseness of information or with a reckless disregard for whether it is true. Despite his decision, Rakoff criticized the paper's process and said he had been not at all happy to make this decision, according to reports. "This is an example of very unfortunate editorializing on the part of the Times," he found. But having said that, that's not the issue before this court. After Palin sued for defamation in 2017, a judge initially dismissed the case. But a federal appeals court revived it, leading to the current trial. Both she and the Times editorial editor at the time the column was published testified at the trial in New York. Palin said the false implication in the piece had affected her both emotionally and professionally. "It was devastating to read a false accusation that I had anything to do with murder," Palin said on the stand last week, according to the Associated Press. "I felt powerless, that I was up against Goliath. The people were David. I was David." The 2017 editorial in question linked the 2011 Giffords shooting to a map circulated by Palin's Political Action Group, which showed specific electoral districts under crosshairs. The Times piece initially stated there was a link between the map and the shooting, though the paper corrected that 2 days later, admitting no such link was established. "We're sorry about this and we appreciate that our readers called us on the mistake," the paper said in a social media post. On the stand at the trial, former Times editorial page editor James Bennett called the incident a terrible mistake, the AP reported. "We are human beings. We do make mistakes," Bennett said, adding, "I've regretted it pretty much every day since. That's on me. That's my failure." By Adam Carlson and Virginia Chemley.